a leader's assessment. Today, I'd like to share with you the 2 focuses that will allow you to do the art form of assessing your leaders and your teams. If you're in a professional position of leadership, I'm sure that you spend countless time with your leaders assessing how they're doing, what they're doing, and how their team is functioning. How to do it best. Let's first briefly talk about how not to do it. I was once watching a reality TV show, and the common joke in my home is that my wife knows every room that I've been in, because when she puts the TV on, a reality show pops up. Now, I can stomach most reality shows up until a point, but I love people and watching the interactions and what you can learn with an outside perspective. On this show, a boss sat down with his executive leader and asked, "Tell me how the team is doing. What's going on with the team?" He received one of the worst answers and became frustrated by it. As this executive leader talked all around the bend of all of these issues, only operated in frustration because he was talking about his emotion of the minute. He was frustrated with the team, so therefore only frustrations came out. He did not know what the boss wanted to know, so he talked about everything and anything. How do we streamline this and do the art form of assessments? So as a person in a professional position of leadership, here's 3 questions to ask when you sit down with your leaders. Number 1, break it down by individual. Tell me what's going great or good about this person. What are they doing great and good? This is a great opportunity to start your meeting off on a positive note, possibly even reframing your leader's mindset, because as they run around at a breakneck pace, putting out fires, and are exhausted and burnt out, it makes sense. Let's start with some positives. Sometimes they need to be reminded, and you need to know what's going great and good about these individuals on the team. Number 2, what does that person what would they benefit from fine-tuning to help them be a better professional, be a better person, and positively impact the vision and mission of the team and the organization? See, fine-tune suggests that things are good, you're fine-tuning them and making them better. Question 2 also puts you in a leadership position because leaders build other leaders. Making someone say, having that leader then come up with a plan of action. So what would they fine-tune? Knowing what it is. And question 3, what's your plan of action to maintain the great, get the good better, and now do this fine-tuning process? Leaders build other leaders. And now that executive comes up with a plan of action to help this person be a better professional, be better on the team, and enhance them towards the vision of the organization. These 3 are power questions and an art form of assessing as you build leaders below you. That's the individual focus. Break down your teams by individuals, do those 3 questions. The second focus is the team focus. How is the team functioning? Asking your executive this evolving question will make an impact. I call it the R, the rating. On a scale of 1 to 10, how great is the team doing in the mission that we are addressing? On a scale of 1 to 10. Whatever your executive says, have them explain that number. Maybe they said a 4, a 5, a 7, a 10. What does that number mean to them and why? What do they believe would take the team up a number or 2? From a 4 to a 5 or 6? From a 6 to a 7 or 8? See, these are doable things when we chunk them down. What would take the team up a number or 2? Whatever is mentioned, it doesn't mean you need to do them all at the same time. That's leadership, knowing that you don't need to do everything at the same time. Perhaps you focus on what's easiest to do out of that list. Maybe the hardest. I suggest the most important. The most important thing is that thing that when you do that, all of this other stuff falls in line. You don't have to really focus on this because this took care of it. Whatever you decide, use these power questions to properly and in an evolved way assess your leaders and your team. Guys, I hope that this resonated with you, a leader's assessment, because you may be doing the assessing, or perhaps you're that executive giving the assessment. Let's enhance our leadership and our work-life harmony, and not only ours, but the leaders below us. If this resonated with you, you're going to love everything at youevolvingnow.com. That's YOU, evolvingnow.com. I look forward to being a further impact and a value for your organization, your leaders, your employees, and your team. I look forward to connecting with you. And until then, enjoy your evolution.